Well. You guys wanted action on Bitcoin? Well, you've got it for today. That was a lot of action. Hello Adrian, and welcome once again to another episode of the Dang Oracle. It's 7:30 p.m. UTC plus 8, and welcome wherever you guys are around the world and watching. Hope you had an amazing day as well, because well, when Bitcoin does some move, it does some move. And yesterday I was already telling you guys a little bit. When we saw that HVP, or the historical volatility percentile, was very low, becoming almost to the single digits, and I told you guys that most likely today or tomorrow we would get that $500 move or something like that. But of course we were not sure yet which direction it would be. Hi Vi and Darway, my faithful viewers. I hope you guys are doing well as well, wherever you guys are watching from. So let's start off with our COVID situation, like always, and just take a look at how many people we are at right now. So United States are almost now at a 1.4 million. Hi Henry. Russia, United Kingdom, Spain, Italy, Brazil, those are now the countries that are in the top 6. So let's take a look at the chart itself. So we are at 4.3 million and a half. So yeah, that's quite a lot of people. Let's look at the countries, right? Okay, USA is starting to flatten. That's pretty good. Russia, not so much. UK, not so much. Spain has a very weird chart, but yeah, it's still crawling up. Italy, slowly but still crawling up. Brazil, definitely also same. It's crawling but still going up. So yeah, quite like I said, still not super. Hi Darren, good evening. Wow, we got the whole gang today here. Everybody is most likely excited to what is going on in Bitcoin land, aren't we? Well, I'm very excited myself as well. Anyways, a couple of news that broke out and that was very interesting was, first of all, the following. So I saw this Twitter. Hi Gil. I saw this Twitter, and Tether just printed, and I had to like look a few times because I had to make sure that I was correct. $2 billion. Yes, you've heard that right. Tether has printed over $2 billion just on the May 14, just today. Just click a button and we got $2 billion Tether. And I had to verify, of course, like, okay, well, $2 billion Tether, is this a mistake or is this real or not? And then I went to CoinMarketCap, of course, and I saw in CoinMarketCap, suddenly, if you see here, this blue line here, that's the Tether market cap. It was from 6 billion, and now you can see here, bam, 8.8 billion. How amazing is that, right? So yeah, so they just printed 2 billion Tether. What could it be for? Oh my god, is this the bull run that we are waiting for? Is this the bull run that we or are people just going to be selling Bitcoin into USDT? that's a possibility as well, right? So people are moving back their Bitcoin into US dollars and USDT. One of the two, right? But the fact that 2 billion Tether is just printed out of nowhere today is yeah, it's something that is crazy, right? So we have to definitely look what is going on. Okay, then let's talk a little bit about the hash rate. So I told you guys already that after the chart is not fully completed because of my screen resolution. So I'll move it a little bit. 1 second. I'll move it a little bit so you can see it more clearly. So what is happening after this is the halving date. After the halving date, obviously the hash rate went down substantially, as you can see here. Very low hash rate right now. The reason for that is, of course, a lot of miners have either capitulated or stopped the machine or quit. Definitely the ones that have a very old system, right? So hash rate has been going down. Is this very problematic? Not really, because what happens when the hash rate goes down is then the difficulty gets adjusted, and then difficulty gets adjusted, becomes easier for people, for the miners to be mining, so that makes them mine quicker once again. So as long as, of course, as long as the hash rate doesn't completely crash, then the network is still safe. But having a lower hash rate does affect the network, and usually whenever the difficulty gets adjusted, it also affects the price, right? So just another thing that we should be keeping our minds and our eyes open and peeled open for that as well. Did the miners already dumped their bitcoins that have quit, stopped their machines? Most likely not, right? Most likely not. Will that happen? We don't know. Is there a reason why suddenly 2 billion Tether was printed? We don't know, right? So those are the major or the big questions that is going to be answered most likely in the next coming week or something like that, right? So yeah, something that I just am following, of course, very carefully. Boom. So first, let's go to our traditional markets, because that's a little bit what I've been talking to you guys about. Is first of all the VIX. As you can see, it broke out of this falling wedge. It got rejected now by the EMA 55, but this looks like, you know, a retest of the wedge that it broke out from. And most likely what will happen in the next couple of days, well, we'll see immediately now when the New York Stock Exchange opens later at 9:30 p.m. for me, what will happen. But most likely this will go up, and then that will of course affect the S&P price as well. As you can see, since yesterday, the S&P got I would say hammered. It was quite a big drop, actually. As you can see here, we closed the day below the yellow line, or the EMA 21, and we actually now are opening most likely below the EMA 21 as well. So once again, that most likely will mean that we will have some continuation towards the downtrend as well on the S&P chart, on the stocks chart. So does that mean that we will have this pretty substantial crash that we're talking, that, or not crash, retracement after this huge run that we are having? Most likely, yes. Well, that's what I'm thinking, and I think we will most likely be ending up near the simple moving average here, near this the 200 moving average here, most likely in the next couple of days or something like that. That is what I am expecting, at least for the S&P. So the S&P did that. What did Bitcoin do? Actually, the opposite. So a lot of people will be asking me, so has Bitcoin decoupled from the S&P? Has the big, is this what is happening right now? Like, is Bitcoin finally decoupling from the stock market? Well, we'll go into more details about that later on, but first I wanted to follow up on yesterday, what we were talking about and what we were saying, of course. Okay, so yesterday I told you guys, and there were actually two possibilities, well, two scenarios that I was talking to you guys about. So one was the retracement scenario, which was something like this. So we had an A, B, this was BRC, then we would go down to D, then E, and then most likely we would be going down, right? So that was my primary scenario, right? That was my primary scenario. But what happened is, I also, and which is something that I told you guys as well, if we would break the previous high, if it just touches the previous high, I would immediately close my short and swap it into a long. And I told you guys, most likely we'll be going to 9.5k, make a small retracement. The retracement was actually, as you can see, almost meaningless, and then go up higher towards the 9.8k. And that's basically what happened. And it even went even higher, and it went almost towards what was it, 10K once again, right? So but at the 10K right now, once again we got very heavy resistance, and it got rejected once again so far. So what is going on right now? Well, first of all, let me try to explain a little bit what my trader's perspective is, because actually today I got some private message from Alex, who probably is going to be watching also, hopefully watching also today. And I understand that there will be a lot of haters, right? There will be a lot of people who are complaining. A lot of people will be saying, you were wrong, you were this, you were that, you know, like, it's just how it is. Okay, let me first start with the absolutely beginning, right? The reason why I'm doing this for this channel is for two reasons, right? First of all, it's a lockdown. We're not allowed to go out, so I am pretty much bored out of my mind, and I feel like I'm in prison because I cannot go and hang out at some friend's place. I cannot see people. I cannot, you know, be social or whatever it is. So I'm pretty much bored. So I just started doing these streams. I never expected that I would get a lot of viewers, right? I thought, yeah, maybe we'll get like 50 views or something. But now some of my videos trended, and it became like 4,000. Yeah, I have videos that have 4,000 viewers or something like that. So it became more popular than expected, let's put it like that. But the main concept of this channel is, as like I originally wanted to, is this is just my personal content, right? I'm not a financial advisor. This is not the financial advice. Whatever you do with your money is your own responsibility. So I don't want people to be like saying like, hey, I did this, I followed you and I lost money or something like that, because I have absolutely no idea what you are doing, right? You can say that you were doing this, you can say that you were doing that, but on the other hand, on the back, I am doing not only margin trading, but I am trading options as well. So that covers a lot of my spreads, or a lot of my risk, covers a lot of my risk as well whenever I'm saying something, right? So those are all things that a lot of people don't understand, right? Another thing is, this is not a channel for beginners, right? A lot of people will be like, what the fuck is this, right? And I don't mind to have beginners watching the stream. Obviously, you have to, you know, you want to learn something, so you go and watch some streams, which is cool. I appreciate that. And I hope that we will be creating a community where, you know, everybody helps each other out, right? So if you are a beginner and you want to ask questions, I hope we have like all these guys here that are watching me on a daily basis almost. Darren, Gil, Henry, Darwi, Vahe, they're always here, right? So I'm pretty sure if anybody has questions or beginner questions, they will answer the question, right? But I've made a point from the start, is I am not asking for any money. I'm not giving you any links to click. I don't ask for you guys to donate. I don't ask you guys to pay anything. You know, no sponsorships, no advertising, no nothing. The moon is already here, Brian. The moon is already here. It went to 10K, okay? So, yeah. So, anyways. And then there's a lot of other stuff that is going on, is that people don't understand the mindset of a trader. The fact that you are telling me that you were wrong or you were incorrect, it means that you are not a trader, which is cool, right? It's very cool. That's fine. And let me just give you a very simple example of how today is a perfect example where I have made money, even though while you think that I was wrong, right? So I'll give you a quick demonstration on what happened, right? So let's go on to what happened and what I told you yesterday. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. I told you guys I was going to short around this green box here, right? Starting from around 9,050. Okay, so let's say I put a position on 9,050. Okay, then I told you guys I would be laddering. So let's say I put another position at 9,500. What is my position that I have entered? 9,075. What did I tell you? I would put my stop loss at the previous high here, 9,160. But to make it easy, let's do it at 9,175. So if you deduct that 9,001, you have a spread that you lost of minus 100, right? So that's minus $100 that we have lost. And then I've told you guys, well, I will just switch that immediately into a long. So what have I done? 9,175, and I told you guys it will be going towards around 9,800. Okay, I did not completely fully take my whole profit at 9,800. I took some profits already at this box, red box here at 9,550. And some position at 9,800. So let's average out at 9,650, right? So 9,650, so we deduct that. So we have a spread of winning of 475. So at the end of the day, 475 minus 100 is 375 spread profit that I've made. Now, a lot of people will be saying like, well, you were wrong. Yeah, but I don't care. That's not what a trader is about. A trader is about finding a spot where you can make money no matter what, or not always make money. You will not always make money, but find positions where you will most likely have the lowest risk, right? The lowest risk, and always have a plan ready. So when people are hating me, usually they are just saying like, well, you said it will most likely will be going to whatever, what was my green box on the bottom, $8,100. You told me that it was going to go to 8,100. No, I did not say that. I say the probability that we are going to 8,100 is the highest, right? So does that mean that the price is exactly going to 8,100? No, because I told you guys as well, there is no way you can control the market. The only way that what you can do is get the highest probabilities, right? But I've also said that there is also a chance that we'll be going to 9,800. The HVP, the historical volatility percentile, told me that there will be a move of $500, but I don't know if it's up or down. So as a trader, we should be positioning ourselves to be capitalizing on that. So if I was correct and my short worked out, then I would have obviously made more money than and then in this case when the price went up. But still, I made a very nice spread of $375 on my trades today. So I don't know about you guys, but I am super happy Daddy made some money, and Daddy can buy some new diapers for the baby, for the real dang oracle. So basically, that's what I wanted to tell you guys, that you should always be thinking, not thinking in the perspective of how to predict the market, because you cannot predict the market. That's just impossible, right? But as a trader, you want to be in a position where you can make profits, making money. That's what this is about, right? So I just wanted to try to explain that. And then there was another comment from Alex. He was saying that I was very bearish, and I told him like, I don't know where you get the bearishness from. I told you guys there are two things that I'm looking at. Monthly chart, are we above the EMA 21 or the yellow line? Yes or no? Yes, we are. Bullish. But we cannot deny the fact that we are still in a weekly downtrend. But if that weekly downtrend, is held up, then we will most likely go down again, right? So monthly above That's the reason why this green box is here, because that's our life and death green box. If we go below that, it means that that we'll be going below the yellow line or the EMA 21. Okay, so weekly chart. As you can see here, we have been going on a weekly downtrend. High, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high so far. And it seems like we are getting rejected once again. The weekly candle is not completed yet. So you cannot say that this, when this becomes red, like this candle again, for example, then it is another rejection. We have not, until we have broken out of this resistance line, we are not technically still in a weekly downtrend, right? So I told him, Alex, listen, I'm not, when we break out of this here, and it's very simple as well, the same strategy can be applied. If we just tick up above this previous high wick here, this high wick here, if we tick up above that high wick there, I'm bullish, and it will most likely be going to 14k or something like that. I've told you guys that about already. Most likely 14,000 or something like that. I'm bullish. But if we break below this 7.8 K line or something like 7.8K or 7.9K, will most likely go down to around this area, which is very bearish, right? But okay, so that's my, so the moon boys will be screaming and yelling if we go up, and the doom boys will be screaming and yelling when we go down, right? But what am I going to do as a trader? Well, I'm not biased at all. If we break this, technically we break this and it goes up, I'll be longing. If we break this and the price crashes down, I'll be shorting. So am I a bull or am I a bear? None. I'm just a trader. I don't care. You know, that's the whole purpose, or that's the whole point that I'm trying to say. So when something happens, we can only check the highest probabilities, right? And right now, the highest probabilities is still, and as crazy as it sounds, we are still technically in a weekly downtrend. Does that mean that we cannot break up? Of course we can. Does that mean that I'll be wrong if we break up and go to 14,000? Well, I guess if you think that I'm wrong, I guess, but I never said that. I said, well, if we break that, I'll be just belonging, so I'll make money. And if we break the 7.9K, I'll be shorting, so I'll be making money as well, right? I don't understand the people that so the people that are following other channels, the only thing that they're hearing is the following messages. They are just seeing the headlines, and people are just saying Bitcoin is going to 20,000, or Bitcoin is going to zero, or you know, those kind of messages, and they think, okay, that's when that happens, that guy is right or that guy was wrong, and they hate it when people like me who are saying, well, it could go up, but it could go down. But to be honest, I don't care. As long as there's volatility, I'm happy. And they cannot grasp that concept of trading, and that's fine. You know, not everybody is meant to be a trader, and there are a lot of concepts and there are a lot of things that that traders don't understand, right? So there's that part. So he also had a lot of comments on the content that I'm giving. Once again, this is my personal channel. I can say or do what the fuck I want. That's the whole purpose of having your own channel. If you want to hear and say other stuff, then, you know, please go ahead and watch and see other people, right? Because I kind of have the feeling that people just want to hear what they want to hear, and also people want to hear the most simple things, right? Dude, can't you just tell me that it's going up for $200, yes or no? That's basically what I want to hear, you know? And sorry, if you are going to watch me, that's not the answers that you're going to get. You will get a shitload of data. You will get a shitload of probabilities, You know, do you understand the word probability? It could happen. It could happen. So, anyways, 99% of the people that are following the stream or are joining the stream, they you know, they're supporters, and they are with me on a daily basis and just hanging out. That's the kind of vibe that I wanna have here, right? You know, we're here to just learn from each other. We're here, and once again, like, I don't know why people are so adamant that I am some godly person, godly trader or something like that. There's probably like 1,000 of people that are better than me in trading as well. You know, I don't understand that part as well. Like, but it's all about first of all, for yourself, becoming a better person, right? A better trader. If you're standing still and not making progress, then, you know, you're not improving and you will lose out. And secondly, it's just, you don't need to be the number one or the best trader in the world to be making money in this market. Like I said, I've been trading full time for a pretty long time, and my P&L, I know a lot of people don't realize that, but my P&L is good. I'm good, guys. Like, I make my money. You don't have to be worried about me. You don't have to be, you know, sending, clicking, because all the other guys are like the same, right? They don't make enough money, so what are they asking from they're trying to get a lot of people to subscribe either to one, their package, their links that they're to be supporting, you know, exchanges that are paying them, what else, advertisings for projects and this and that. That's what other YouTubers are doing. So I'm not doing that. Like, I don't care, right? I don't care if there's like 5 viewers. I don't care if there's like 1 million viewers. But it would just be more fun if we had like a ton of people in this group that are just friendly and are just hanging out and just learning from each other. Because, like I said, by doing this, it actually keeps me focused, and it keeps me grounded. And that's basically also the reason why I'm doing this, because whenever you try to explain something, you're actually really forced to be doing it as well, or else you can't explain it, and you will just, you know, it will just be horrible or very, very bad. And also, you can also rewatch and see the bullshit or the mistakes that you've made, right? You see the mistakes that you made. So yeah, I just wanted to go on a rant with that, because yeah, I understand a lot of people will not understand the content, but please, keep your mind at least open for things, right? Just keep your mind open for things. When sometimes a person has a different opinion, it doesn't always necessarily mean that that they are wrong. But that also doesn't mean that they are right as well. So the truth is usually always somewhere in the middle, right? So that's all I'm saying. You should try to just keep an open mind, and criticizing or commenting is something that is very easy. Doing something is a lot harder, okay? So yeah, if you're one of the persons that are making shitload of money trading, and you know your system works, please, I mean, I have mad respect for you, and please continue doing it. Nobody is hating you for it, but that doesn't mean that the way that you think or approach things is the right way or the correct way, right? It's not always like that. That's all. So no hate, no you know, complaints or anything like that. And I'm just doing my thing, man. I'm just doing my thing. If you like or enjoy it, I'm very grateful, because I just think it's cool to be hanging out with cool people. I'm just that kind of person. I don't know about why other people are like so aggressive or so much hating and this and that. And like I said, suddenly I got like, you know, first of all, everybody started commenting that I was wrong, but then I was like, but where was I wrong? I said it's it pretty much did what happened. I don't know what went wrong. So maybe I didn't explain it properly or something like that. But anyways, so back to the Bitcoin chart and back to analysis, right? So this is what is happening right now. So we can remove this part, and what we can see is some sort of a very hardcore rising wedge that is being formed right now, right? So if we put a trend line around somewhere here, and then we can make a trend line something like that here. Here, and maybe make it a little bit more proper here. So yeah, so we have this rising channel that that went hardcore up right now, right? So as you can see, this resistance is very, very major, and it's normal as well. If we look at the weekly chart and on the daily chart, we're here. See, we are trying to retest and re-break once again this major resistance line that is going on from since our previous high at 13,000 something, right? So we are still trying to break that resistance. This is already our second try, but once again, we have not broken it just yet. The question is, of course, are we going to break this resistance line, yes or no, right? So a couple of things that we have to check is the following: the momentum, of course. And I've told you guys, and I know you probably tell me once again that I sound so bearish, but the momentum is, sadly enough, what the indicators are telling me is not there, right? So I shorted from this position here at the 9.8K. Actually, my entry is around like 9.875 because I laddered. Once again, I put some positions at 9.9 something as well. So I'm shorting here, and where I'm looking for it to be going down, well, most likely it's going to be breaking the rising wedge here, and most likely what will happen is we'll most likely be going down to around this green box that is turning into support. So I'm not saying that we're gonna go very, very low or something like that, but 9,150 or something like that, I think that is very, very probable. And then what will happen, most likely we'll get another bounce or something like that. And that is what I'm saying right now for me. Is it possible that we break through this rising wedge and go up higher? Sure, there is. There's always a possibility. But for me, once again, probability wise, I think that we have more probability that we are gonna go down. So that's the reason why I'm shorting this right now. So for people that are telling me like, okay, well, you know, what's the play here? Okay, so for the play for me is the following. Once again, my stop loss is very, very high, very easily defined. Well, the stop loss is very easy. This high here, right here, right? So if we from here tick above this line here at 10,085, something like that, that's where I will trigger once again the same thing. I will be triggering into a long. Like sometimes it's really as simple as that. And where would I be targeting? Well, our previous high, right? Our previous resistance box. So it would be around here. 10,400 area, something like that. That would be my first initial target, right? So another $400 up or something like that. But more likely, this is gonna go at least take a breather and go back down, because yeah, this type of pattern is very, very likely to be retracing quite hard, because it went up quite hard as well. So once again, I'm in a thank you, Andrew. At least you understand what I'm saying. So anyways, when this pattern goes hard up, and this type of rising wedge, like almost this is like almost parabolic, right? Almost parabolic. what happens is usually it retraces down the golden pocket or the 0.61 Fib retracement level. So let's just make a Fibonacci retracement level, right? So let's make a Fibonacci retracement level from our bottom to our top. Oh, well, I'll do it from this one. Okay, so yeah, our Fibonacci retracement level is most likely gonna go to around 9K. That's basically what I'm thinking. If we just watch the Fib levels, but as you can see here, previous top broke through, so became support. So this level is very important and critical. So that's the reason why I think it will at least make a bounce back from this level at around 9,150. And also it is where the yellow line or the EMA 21 is right now as well. So confluent with the past and confluent with the moving average as well. So that's basically where I think we will be retracing back to. Something else. So one of the other people were asking me, so why did you think that we would, if we would go up and break out of this previous high here at 9,160, why do you think we will be going all the way up to 9.8K, or in this case even higher? Well, the thing is, if we reach this 9.5K, it means that we have broken this previous two blocks, order blocks of resistance, right? So if price managed to go through all over here, as you can see here, there's a gap, there's no resistance anymore. So it's very easy for the price to immediately spike up, right? And if the price spikes up, and there was a lot of FOMO apparently, and it even spiked up even higher. So that was the reason why I was pretty confident that we would be able to be reaching 9.88K in case we made a higher high from here. So that was my prediction on that end. So we have the 0.5 Fib level here. We have the previous support line, top, sorry, resistance. We have resistance, and here resistance, that's what broken. So yeah, here once again resistance, that's what broken, resistance, that's what broken. So this line makes all the sense in the world for at least a small bounce. So that's where I will be taking my short profit. So I hope that kind of makes sense around the 9.1K, 9.150K line. Does that mean that we will stop there and we won't be going down anymore? Of course not, right? If this is going down to this, most likely a small bounce, and then we will have to reevaluate the next day. That's what happens when you are trading on a daily basis, right? Prices keep moving, and when scenarios like this happen, when price moves like $400-500, for me, that's just a dream, right? As a trader, you should be super happy. Yes, Javen, it's starting to come down. Amazing, isn't it? Sometimes the oracle is correct, apparently. For the record, I'm just joking around, and I'm just teasing with my titles of the shows and my the name of the show, the dang oracle. It's just for fun. I mean, some people don't have a sense of humor or something like that, you know. If you see my content, there's nothing really much of predicting or oracle shit on my channel. Like, I do say what I'm thinking and where it's gonna go, but come on, guys, it's a name, right? Anyways, okay, so once again, for me it's pretty simple. Do we get a higher high? So do we break this line here at 10,080? If we spike up there, most likely we will be going up higher towards the 10.4K, 10.5K area. Maybe I'll put a green box there, and then before people say that I am incorrect again or something like that. There. So that would be my target if we are spiking up above this this 10,080. So yeah, guys, bullish. I'm bullish. I'm bullish. I'm bullish. Go. We are gonna go up. This is my this is the scenario, guys. We are gonna go up here. Okay, the dang oracle has spoken. We are gonna go up here. I'm just kidding. The probabilities that we are gonna go down is still higher. I'm sorry, but that's the case. Anyways, most likely we will be breaking this. Actually, during the show, we'll most likely be breaking this rising wedge here, and I'm gonna take profits around here, the 0.5 FIP level or the 9,500, 9,150, and then recheck things later on. Okay, then let's go back to our main content of today, because a lot of people will be asking me, so are we decoupling from the S&P? Is Bitcoin finally decoupling, yes or no? Okay, and this actually looks, well, it depends on how this candle ends, right? So by tomorrow, if what am I looking for is the following. It's actually quite simple as well. You see here, this is the previous high of the previous daily candle where we broke immensely down. So if the price would be, so what you should be doing is put a notifier here. If the daily candle closes below this red candle, I wouldn't be very bullish, right? If the candle closes above this red line here, I would be more bullish. So there would be another chance that we would be retesting one more time. We would be able to most likely retest this this line once again, and we would be able to maybe break it, you know? So this is what I'm looking at. 9,600. What is? Sorry, not 9,600. 9,537. 9,537. 9,537. Do we break? Do we close tomorrow the daily candle above or below it? That would you know, give us a lot of information as well. So keep notice of that as well. All right. So let's take a look at SP. Okay, let's take this chart. Wait, maybe I'll just duplicate it so that we don't have to redo all of this. Let's do this, and then let's remove all of this crap, and then let's remove all of this as well. And there we have an empty chart, beautiful empty chart. And then let's put this on the line, and then let's go to a daily. That will be easier. And then let's have a comparison with the S&P or the SPY. That is SPY, and that is, let's make it yellow. Okay. Okay, let's see, guys. Wait. Okay, let's move this so we can see it more clearly, right? Oop, it's a little bit too big. Okay, so yellow is the S&P, and Bitcoin is blue, of course, right? So let's take a look at what happened over a longer period. Okay, and let's see if we can find some nice correlation, right? Or see what happened. So as you can see here, S&P went up, and very, very bullish for Bitcoin. It went up even higher, but the trend is exactly the same. Whenever the stock is going up, good for Bitcoin, price goes up, right? Then what happened here? We have some bearish momentum on the S&P. Bitcoin, of course, crashes down, and it crashes down even a little bit more. S&P went up a little bit, Bitcoin mainly sideways, but here is the crash of the S&P, and then we also had the crash in Bitcoin as well. Once again, very straightforward. Then S&P went up and Bitcoin went up as well. Once again, straightforward. Then the S&P actually here went up quite substantially, and Bitcoin actually went more sideways, but still made some efforts and still went up. And then S&P went down a lot, and then recovered, V-shape, type of V-shape, and Bitcoin did exactly the same. So when you're asking me, is it correlated? Of course. I mean, if you don't see that it's not correlated, then you know there's very little that I can say, right? Okay, it's very correlated. But I wanted to go more into this point, and the point that I wanted to go to is this last point. So what happened into the S&P? S&P did this, right? It made a top similar to Bitcoin. It made a top, and then it made a second top, and then it broke down. And I feel that this is what is happening as well, right? So the S&P made two double tops, and then it broke down. And here we have one top, and Bitcoin is making this second top. And if you look at the candles charts, you will see it even better, right? So let me go back to my Bitcoin chart. So we have our first top. Wait, what is this? That's not the one. So we have our first top, and now we formed our second top. Let's go to the S&P. We made our first top, then we made our second top, and then we had a crash down. So that's the reason why I'm still not completely bullish on Bitcoin, because what I'm seeing, or what I am expecting, is that Bitcoin is going to do pretty much the same as the S&P. And I know it's not a popular view, right? A lot of people will be hating me once again. And if Bitcoin goes to like 11,000 or something like that, they will be sending me hate messages and telling me that I was wrong. But once again, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I really hope that it goes to 11,000, because then I can long it, you know. Like, it's just there is a difference between being a technical analyst and being a trader, right? So when I'm trading purely on technical analysis. I'm not trading on my emotions or on my what I feel that is most likely, you know, my gut feeling that's going to happen, right? So I'm just seeing patterns, and the pattern is on the S&P is the following. I see a double top forming on the S&P. What do I see? Currently, it's not finished yet. It's not done yet. But what am I seeing also being formed here on the Bitcoin chart is very much the same, a double top pattern as well. And then I am just checking, and I'm seeing, okay, after that double top, what happened to S&P? S&P broke down towards the, towards the EMA 21, even below that right now, actually. And it's most likely gonna go down even more. So I'm just doing pretty much the same thing. But you can't, that's covariance. You cannot say, okay, if it goes down to that percentage, then Bitcoin is going down that percentage as well. It's not, it's correlation. It's not covariance, right? So what am I expecting is also a downtrend. That's it. Will it be a big downtrend? Well, this is showing that it's showing that it sort of makes a double top, right? So around, back to around the previous levels. And the previous levels is around, yes, 8,600, right? 8,600 is the previous levels. And if we take a look, is 8,600 something very, very important? Is that a very important level? Well, let's take a look. Oh my God, it's this green box right here where we had so much previous action. Look at this. 8,600. So could it be that we are going back to 8,600? Maybe. But that's what I'm just seeing when I'm comparing the S&P chart with the Bitcoin chart. That's all. Will it happen? Maybe. Will it not happen? Maybe. That's it. But what is more important right now is, are we going to be, are we going to get rejected from this insanely long resistance line that is coming all the way from since, what is it? June 2019. It's a year old, a 1 year old resistance line that we have never ever broken. So I'm just hoping that, to see if it breaks. I'm bullish. Like I said, we break this. If we go towards like 11.5k or something like that, this is going to 14k at minimum, right? So Rents, where you can find the S&P chart, well, you can just go to TradingView and just type it in, right? I'll go back to my candle chart. So if you just go here to TradingView and you type in SPY, you can see it, S&P 500, see? And then you will have the S&P chart. So, what did I wanted to say? Yeah, S&P chart is looking quite bearish, right? If you look at the daily, as you can see, broke below the EMA 21, close below the EMA 21. So yeah, I do think that we will have continuation to the downside. Like I said, most likely we'll end up around the moving average 200 at 276, something like that, and even lower on the next couple of days if we get more bearish crosses. So if this is what Bitcoin is going to do and follow, which is still most likely going to be the trend, right? And I know it's not a popular view, but that's most likely, except if Bitcoin proves us wrong, right? It has done that before as well, proving us wrong. So I wouldn't be super surprised as well if we somehow break up and go to the 10k levels once again, right? So, but let's see. We'll find out most likely in next week or something like that, what is going to happen with Bitcoin. And to be honest, I mean, it would be a lot more fun if Bitcoin goes to 11,000, 14,000, because that would bring a lot of people into the industry, into the community, and that would be, there would be just more people involved into cryptocurrency than if it would be going back to like 6,000 or something like that. Then a lot of people will be giving up once again. But yeah, that's why it's cool. Sometimes it's cool to be a trader, and then you don't care in which direction the price is going. You just care about the volatility. Okay, so let's take a look at the expected move chart and the more long-term momentum indicators to see what is going on. So first standard deviation on the higher side is 9,950 or the 10k. Like I said, if we go back up higher, we can easily retest the 10k line once again if we just follow this channel, right? If we just follow this channel, we can just go back to our 10k line, so that doesn't surprise me. And then the bottom of this first standard deviation is at 9,350, right? 9,350. Does that make any sense? That would be around here, and you can see here there's a blue line here, so the first support line. So that kind of makes sense, but I do believe that if we go back to 9,300 something, we will most likely go down lower. So yeah, that does break some sort of structure, right? And as you can see right now, the probabilities is angled to the downside, so there's more probability that we are going down than up. That's I think that makes sense. Okay, let's take a look at the RSI. So RSI is currently still above the EMA. When is it going to be crossing down? It will be crossing down at 9,455. So if price goes to 9,455, it will be crossing down the EMA, and that will also propel the impulse down towards, you know, a lower price, right? So let's take a look at the daily, if we can see something there. The daily Stokes are still on the downtrend. I've made a support line here. If the Stoke line goes all the way to this line here, then we'll most likely will be seeing around 8.6k or something like that. So that's the reason why I'm taking notice of that. Momentum SMI indicator, as you can see here, it flashed red before. It flashed green, sorry, on the background. It means that the momentum is slowly waning down, and you can also see here we have a red cross, and also the histogram is ticking down. So yeah, and then let's take a look at the RSI. RSI is currently trying to cross up actually on the daily, but once again, if the price by tomorrow closes below 9,623, it will be a rejection from the EMA. So that's also very important. Like I said, that red line that I've told you about, right? So where do we close the daily tomorrow? This red line here. Does this candle become a red like a very long wick, like a very long rejection wick? If price closes below this previous high, previous candle, then it will become a very high and long wick, right? So it will be more bearish, obviously, than bullish. If we close above that price, then we would be having a bullish, a cross, right? A bullish cross above the EMA. So that could mean that we would get continuation. That's why the daily candle close for tomorrow is quite important. And like I said, if we manage to close above it, most likely we will get another attempt towards the resistance lines once again, like attempt towards the 10k line once again. So tomorrow it will basically indicate how things are going. But for now, momentum, like I said, is more angled to the downside than to the upside, which kind of also makes sense because we made already such a big and strong move towards the upside, right? Okay. So what did I tell you guys yesterday about the HVP? I said, yeah, at one point it will go below single digits, and as you can see, we are at 9 right now, and yeah, that's basically what I told you guys is going to happen. We will get a $400-500 move once we get to around that area, and this is what happens. And then what will happen afterwards is, of course, we are going to be contracting once again, contracting, and then it will be expanding, and then contract once again. So for now, let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. RSI is currently down, but it has to go below 9,414 before we get a bearish cross on the EMA. So once again, around that area that I told you guys about, if we close the daily candle basically below the 9.5k, yes or no, that would be the determining factor. Stokes are starting to curl down on the 4-hour. Once again, momentum is going down on that area as well. So let's take a look at and you can see here S&P is the S&P futures are having a red candle once again, and like I said, most likely it's going to be touching this 2776 line. And well, if Bitcoin does the same and follows, then we will have a lot of people saying that oh my god, it's right, you were right, Bitcoin is actually correlated to the stock market. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Anyways, so is there anything else that we want to talk? Oh yeah, Javen is asking. Oh yeah, I saw that I have a lot of new followers. Sorry about that. Hi Dave, Raja, Renan, Rens, Davison, Lee Gerald, Intars, Ivan, Jojit, Minahul, Robert. Thank you for following and welcome to the channel. Sorry for my rant for the first 15 minutes or something like that. please go ahead and skip it if you don't if you don't like that part, and if you just want to see, god damn it, just show me some charts and some probabilities, that's all I want to hear about, well, you can just skip that part. Hi Prashant, thank you for following and welcome to the channel as well. Javen, you wanted to know if there's a correlation between gold and Bitcoin. Well, I wish that there are people that I wish that Bitcoin became, I mean, that's what most people are hoping, right? That there would be correlation, but right now there's no correlation between gold and Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is correlated to the stock market, and the stock market is actually inversely correlated with gold. Gold is actually a hedge, right? Yeah, yes, Colton Williams, people just want $3. Well, it's not only about people wanting $3. Like, it's people who just, you know, want everything to be dumbed down as max as possible and not think about things. Like, it's just so insane. It's like, if you give something free to people, then it becomes no value, because they say, oh, well, it's free, so it doesn't have any value. So you kind of have to charge people to make people think that it's valuable. That's how weird things work in life. And then secondly, they want 100% results and 100% correctness. And there's no trader in the world, even the best trader in the world would not be correct all the time. But that's not the whole point. The whole point is to be correct more times than wrong times. As the example that I'm giving, like today, my predicament was that we would be going down to the 8K line, but I still made money while it went up to 9,800. You know, that's what you just have to understand. So, and then, yeah, like people just want to hear guys from channels screaming, we're going up to $1,000, invest now, buy Bitcoin now, it will be 20,000 in 2024. Okay, dude, you should, and other people are saying you should be holding, but if you're holding all the time, then how are you gonna make money? Like, I don't understand that part as well. What are you gonna do? Hold for like your whole life, then pass it on to your kids? I mean, I don't know that I understand the logic as well. I'm sorry, but I have to sell some Bitcoins. I make Bitcoins and I have to sell some Bitcoins because I have to pay fucking bills. My baby needs diapers. My wife needs to have food. Anyways, Scott, down to 6,400. Maybe. Hey Lex, hey Rasham and Prashant, hey Marcus, thank you for following and welcome to the channel as well. Prashant, will Bitcoin cross all-time high? Yes, it will, eventually. Maybe not in my lifetime, maybe not in your lifetime, but most likely yes. Yes, Prashant. A lot of investors are looking long-term, for sure. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with investing for long term. But if you were a trader, you could have made more money. If you sold in 2017 at $20,000 and rebought at January when it was 3,000, you would have made more money. It's just, and yeah, people who have bought 10 years ago and still holding on today are still making a shitload of money. I don't disagree. Also, for the macro term, if Bitcoin ever goes to like 40,000 or 100,000, cool. Yes, Prashant, I understand. And you made an amazing purchase, you know, I don't disagree with you. But don't you wish you would have sold it at 20,000 and then rebought at 3,000? Your $100 Bitcoin? I would. Like, that's just my opinion. But do I believe that it will go up above all-time high? Yeah, I do strongly believe that that will most likely go up. But that's not my purpose. My purpose is to be either making more Bitcoins or be making more fiat. That's basically my purpose. That's it. Yes. Like I said, Prashant, I completely agree with you that the probability that it will be going up in the future is very high. Like, if you are an investor, cool, but that's you. That's why I cannot. When people are asking me like, what should I do, right? Well, I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to be an investor and just hold for like 10 years? Then I would just tell you to be buying. Just buy now, most likely. If you're holding for 10 years, probably gonna go to like 100,000 anyways, right? If you buy now at 9,000 or you wait until 6,000, what's the difference? Very, very little. Would I tell that to a day trader? No. I would be telling him like, maybe wait a little bit. All right. Sure, Prashant. Just send me an email if you're interested in that. I don't mind doing an interview or anything like that. Chanel Snapper Buzz. It sounds very very classy. But yeah, I was not as lucky as you, Prashant. I never managed to buy Bitcoin at $100. My Bitcoin is I bought my Bitcoins at around $1,000. That was when I purchased Bitcoin. If futures and derivatives have been impacting the bull run, yeah, for sure, because as you know, the amount of trading of the volume of derivatives is 85% of all the exchanges. Spot price is very, very, very low in terms of volume. So yeah. Cool, Prashant. I'll send you. Can you just send me a PM? Just send me a PM message on my Facebook page, and then I'll just message you back there. All right. Cool. So yeah, Javen, about gold. Let's take a quick look at gold because I am actually interested in gold as well. So let's take a look at gold. So let's take a look at the daily. Well, okay. So the bears will be looking like at this as a descending triangle. So bears will be looking at this as a descending triangle. Let's put it on a line chart. It'll be easier to see, I think. And remove this metal. Okay. So something like this, I guess. Yeah, something like this. So bears would be looking at this as like a descending triangle, and most likely what they are thinking is something like this, and then most likely break down to the previous. If we make a measured move, something like this, most likely back to the EMA 100, so 1620 or something like that, and that's where I am personally very, very interested in buying gold as well. So personally, once again, this is not financial advice. This is not I'm not a financial advisor. Whatever you do with your money, please don't complain if things break down even more or something like that. But this is where I'm interested in this EMA 100. I'm hoping that the price does go back down here, so I can top up on my gold, because I do believe that gold is most likely going to go to 1800, 1900, our previous monthly. Let's take a look at the monthly chart. Here you can clearly see the monthly is looking super good. So even if we go back down a little bit here to 1600, something like that, it's still a it's still above, over half the body of the previous monthly candle. Definitely very bullish on that. And where do I see it going? Well, previous highs, right? So if we make a horizontal here, around here, this would be our first resistance line. Let's put it red. So 1830, and then basically sky's the limit, right? But that would be my first target for gold, 1830. And I'm still hoping that it goes down, but yeah, we don't know if it will be breaking down or not, right? But that's what I'm hoping for, because the momentum is a little bit on the downside right now, as you can see, but it's already starting to curl up. So I'm not really sure that we will get there to that point. And right now, RSI is above the EMA. So still waiting if we get a tick down or not. And we can see here, if the price closes tomorrow below 1713, it will tick down. So that's what I'm waiting for to confirm, basically. But stokes are curling up right now, so I don't think it's possible that it won't drop anymore, and we'll actually have a break to the top. And if we make a measured move and we break to the top, well, it's pretty simple as well. We would be going to that 1800, not 1800 yet, but 1780, near the 1800 line already, right? So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. But I am in a long position on gold since a while already. So I do believe this chart looks pretty bullish to me, and is inversely is a hedge, right? You can see here, price is actually very steady and going up right now. As you can see, going up slowly, while the S&P is going down, right? While the S&P is going down, meaning it's a hedge, right? It's inversely correlated. Okay. Hi, Douglas. I am not going to give you any recommendations on where you can buy gold or where you can have any examples or anything. That the only thing that I want to tell you is you should try to get physical gold rather than paper gold. Paper gold is the ones that you can buy from like your bank or something like that. The problem is I do foresee that there will be a stock problem with physical gold in the future, and we've went through a couple of articles about that already, that the miners, they don't have enough stock in physical gold. And I'm really worried that if the economy really crashes, people will be rushing towards gold, and then you will have a problem if you have some paper gold. And some banks, like in Holland, some bank in Holland actually forced, and that's a really dangerous situation, forced people to sell their gold even though they had paper gold, right? So there were customers that had, for example, they bought one block of gold and they got the paper from the bank and they put it in their safe at the bank. The bank actually told them, well, we're going to sell them at market price right now for you. There's no, we can't give you any gold. You are forced to be selling your gold. And that's something that is super, super dangerous, right? When a bank is forcing you to make you do things, and that you don't have control while it's your own property. But like that's one of the things that you should be liking about Bitcoin, right? If you have your 12 keywords, nobody can force you to do anything. It's yours. Governments cannot confiscate your wallet. It is yours. If they don't know the 12 words, they cannot unlock your wallet. If you forget your 12 words and you forget your wallet, then it's also lost forever. You can ask that to our good friend Peter Schiff, who is a super hater of Bitcoin, and he's super happy about his gold. He's like the #1 gold fan and a hater of Bitcoin. He said that the system of Bitcoin is so horrible, and that the where he stored his Bitcoin, they cannot retrieve it. It's because he lost his 12 words, and he doesn't understand that principle. Like he doesn't understand that if you lose those keys, then it's permanently gone. So he hates it. He absolutely hates Bitcoin now. but I don't think that's a reason to be hating Bitcoin. I mean, at least that's what I think. But yeah, Douglas, sorry. I'm not going to give you any recommendations or examples, because that would be sponsoring, or that would be, giving you some platforms that, yeah. The only thing is, like, be safe, check where there's a lot of good reviews, there's a lot of people, a lot of liquidity, be safe and be careful. There's, oh my God, so many scammers, and definitely now, right? People are getting more and more desperate in this world, yeah. People are getting more and more desperate in this world. Yeah, it's sometimes it's really sad to see what is going on, because if everybody would just be nice and friendly and just helping each other a little bit more, the world would be such a beautiful place. But instead, so much hate and so much complaining and so much this and that. Oh, it's sometimes it's really crazy. But I do understand that a lot of people have it very difficult, and definitely in these times, not everybody is lucky enough to be able to work at home, to have a lot of savings. So yeah, I truly understand the situation. But so yeah, a lot of people don't know my personal background, but myself, I was born in a very small town in Vietnam, very small town. Like it was like a village that had like maybe 100 people or something like that living there, and I literally had nothing. I didn't, like, the poorest of the poor. I was a fisherman family, poorest of the poor, but I managed to, thanks to my parents, study in Belgium, and study at the university in Belgium, and went on from there. And my life completely changed after being able to study in Belgium, and that's how things completely changed for myself. But growing up, my background, when we're talking about poor, I was one of those, like, who had absolutely zero or absolutely nothing. But that also gives me a lot of appreciation for what I have today, or what people should be appreciative of the money or whatever they are making. But I do understand it's a very difficult situation right now, and we should try to help each other out and try to make the best of things. And that's one of the reasons as well, as, like, why not to be a little bit more caring and a little bit more loving towards each other. That's it, right? Make it a better place, or a happier place for everybody, at least. I think that's the least that we can do. So yeah, I think we are definitely over the 1 hour, and I've been ranting quite a lot as well. So let's go back into our Bitcoin and see if something happened. Nothing happened. We are still at the 9.6k. We still have not crossed anything. We still have not broken down or anything like that. Let's see if anything changed on that area, or our RSI or something like that. No, still it's flat down. Yeah, our Stokes is still down. Our S&P is still getting down lower on the daily. Nope. Oh yeah, so our HVP is now orange on the 12-hour chart. Let's see on the daily chart. Yellow, also yellow already. So yeah, it means that volatility is you remember when we had that big $2,000 move, it's still expanding. Yeah. All right. So yeah, let's wrap it up. Wrap it up for today. Wrap it up. Okay, for the bulls, what am I looking at? This previous high, do we break it? 10,085, something like that. 10,085. I would be bullish as well. I will be joining you on the long train, toot up towards, most likely around 10.4, 10.5k, and that's where I would be making my long. Right now, I am in short around this area here, because, well, I told you guys, seems to me like a rejection, double top also on the S&P. So seems logical for me that we break down. Where am I looking to take profit? Here, 0.5 fib around 9,150. Why? Because we have here top, but broke up, top, but broke up. A very, 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 very confluent zone. So I do expect us to be making a bounce from there. Okay, so I hope that covers everything about my position. I hope we will be making some money, and yeah, let's follow up tomorrow, and let's see if I'm right or I'm wrong again. That's basically what everybody wants to hear. Oh yeah, I also promised Alex that I would say sorry because I was wrong. So I will do that now. I will take a moment. Okay, Alex, I'm sorry that I was wrong, and we went to almost $10,000. I hope that will make you feel better, because that's the least I can do for you, right? Talking about that, maybe that would be a really good business model. You know, a channel where you can custom say sorry or appreciative message to the person. Like you give me $5, you send me your name, and I will say sorry, and I will say appreciative words to that person. That would be actually a good business model, I think. What do you think? What do you think? Anyways, I'll stop joking around. You shorted at 9,000. Well, 9,000 is a bit low. I hope you mean 10,000. Just us. But yeah, yeah. My position is around 9,875 or something like that. So close to 9,900, and I'm gonna take profits around 9,150, somewhere around there. This green box here. So that's what I'm hoping for. And then I can buy some diapers for the baby tomorrow. Okay, guys? Okay, please do like, share. Yeah, maybe you should share more this stream, because then if people are coming to the stream, they kind of know what they will be getting. You know, a lot of ranting from me, so they're protected already. Oh, just us, 9,000. Oh my God. Oh, ouchie. Well, I hope you are. I hope you have patience. I hope you have patience and a lot of liquidity, as in, like, you know, you don't get wrecked if the price goes too high. But yeah, that's a very dangerous position. I don't like that kind of position. But cool. Yeah, that's all I have for today. I hope to see you guys tomorrow once again, 7:30 p.m. UTC plus 8. Please join me once again, and you can laugh at me once again tomorrow. Okay, but yeah, I'll close it down for today.